All right, it's late at night. All the games are done, everything's done. So it's time for me to talk a little bit about the Bottled and Bond whiskey tournament here that I did. This was all 16 bottles, Bottled and Bond bourbon whiskeys I had. And the bonus part is Bottled and Bond has such a tight set of requirements that that you know how do I want to put this? I don't want to lean back on this chair's broke. That you're getting a pretty consistent product other than the aging. The aging is the only thing that varies in between each one of those bottles. Some surprises, and honestly, to me, the Colonel E.H. Taylor was not a surprise winning it. I figured it would come down between that or the Henry McKenna, and it was surprising to me it didn't. Second place was a surprise. J.W. Dant, I didn't expect to do that well, and it really came in. It came in pretty well. I was really kind of inspired by its performance. Evan Williams didn't make it out of the first round, but it had a hard first round. And again, I think if you varied these bottles in different initial matchups, the result I think would be the same. I think the end result would always be the same. But I think some of the matchups, some of the bourbons might have did better than other parts of bourbons did. Opening the Heaven Hill 6-year-old, my last bottle of the old stock. Got a reason to drink it now and get it done. The very old Barton didn't surprise me. It went as far as it did. I've always enjoyed this bottle of whiskey. I don't know if I got a special bottle that was different than everything. I don't know. But I've always enjoyed the very old Barton. The Jack Daniels making it to the second round was a surprise. It beat Jim Beam, and I thought I could tell the difference. And, I expected the Jack Daniels to be so much more woody and sweet than it actually was. Bringing it to 50% really made a difference in that bottle. It's a lot better bottle than your standard bottle of Jack Daniels. You no longer have a mixer there. You can drink that one straight. New riff, I really expected a little bit more out of it. I really like it. I like the sawdustiness in the 1897. That gives you a nice little bit of a sawdusty note in that barrel on that one. Old tub I've always liked. The George Dickel's a 13-year. I knew it was. I couldn't remember it. But you're still getting that George Dickel. And it's not a bad flavor, but it's just not worth the price. And they would have been better off bottling it at 6 years. It would have been much more worth the prices. Hey, Ted Howard. Hi, nice to meet you. Because, I forget what I paid for it, but I'm not getting, I feel, a better product in a 13-year-old Dickel like this than I would have with the standard 12 issue. The Heaven Hill's good. That was a good one. I wasn't surprised by it making it through the first round, especially against old Granddad. Granddad's the Bonded is a good whiskey, but you're getting a very high rye whiskey content there. And if you don't like the high rye, it's going to be hard on the palate. Early times, it was just kind of a standard bourbon whiskey, 50%. I don't really think it was better or worse than, obviously it wasn't in the competition. It didn't make out that first round, but it went against very old Barton. And again, you can no longer get very old Barton. You cannot get Heaven Hill. The Henry McKenna and the Colonel E.H. Taylor are both 10-year-old bottles, but they're both, not 10-year-old, single barrel bottles. Henry McKenna's a 10. They still make Henry McKenna, but barrels vary. Barrels are very, very different. Take a drink for a dog that died today. My pet dog. I'm not drinking right now. Now I've not been streaming very long. I just started it. I don't plan on doing very long. Hi Ted, Jason Gomez. Can you play Fortnite? I don't even know what Fortnite is, so I'm sorry. You'll have to forgive me. That's not in my wheelhouse. Uh, I'm sorry your dog died. It's a very hard emotional thing because I love my dogs and I've had them pass, and it's it's rough. But now I'm not going to drink this late at night. I've drank all this in the last 3 days, and I like my liver, and it only handles so much. Oh, thank you. Well, our women's basketball team didn't do so good today, but our girls softball team did rather well. So, um, the basketball team, I was looking to go a little further. I thought they would really win, but they didn't. So they're out of the tournament for the ladies now. Now we'll go back to the softball, and we do very well in women's softball. Well, I'm sorry your grandmother died yesterday. That's a sad thing. Anyway, back to this. Uh, the Jim Beam Bonded kind of did as I expected it to, as run of the mill. And the funny thing is, Jim Beam Bonded and Old Tub are both made by Jim Beam. I'm not sure exactly the difference between the two. I'm sure there's a difference in the mash bill, but aging wise, I don't think there's a difference. I think they're all 4-year, pretty much minimum. They don't have to state it; they just have to be 4 years. So, yeah, I bet you have. It would be hard to do. It's very, very difficult. Do I like football? Yes, I do. Do I like the state of Oklahoma football right now? No, I don't. I don't like our coach, and I've been very vocal about it. I didn't want him as our head coach, but I don't make those choices, so I live with them. So someday when things calm down and we realize that he's not going to get us to where we need to be, then we'll move forward with another head coach. And it's nothing personally against him. I think Brent Venables is a great guy. He comes from Salina, Kansas, up the road. He's a really good guy. But do I like the Dolphins team? No, I don't really follow pro football. If I had to pick a pro football team, it'd probably be the Broncos. So you shouldn't drink these things as long as it's a two-way. Well, that's your opinion. That's for you. Live your life the way you want to. And I don't believe that that's my way. Anyone know if Dak going to the Browns? I would not know. I can't tell you anything about. I don't know pro football that well. I'll be honest with you. I'm a college football guy. Watched a little pro. Watched it more when I was younger, but I just kind of grew out of watching it. It wasn't really my cup of tea. I seemed to be more competition in college and even high school. I enjoy going to the local high school games and going around. I've always enjoyed that. To me, that's football on a Friday night. A little chill in the air, sitting in the stands. You love the room. Well, thank you. It's not much to it. It's just a couple of chairs, some paintings my daughter did, pictures my wife's bought along the way, pool table. This table will go up once I put the bottles back in the bottle room where they go. But thank you. Oh, but it was fun. If I don't know how many of you guys drink or don't drink or drink whiskey in general. I do a lot of whiskey reviews, so on and so forth. But I don't head to head them, not in this kind of quantity. I have, but not really with this kind of intention. So you learn a lot when you do that. You learn a lot about the different flavors each one produces. I gave myself plenty of time, 45 minutes or so, whatever. Start on the hour, whenever it ended, I'd start on the next hour and have time for my palate to recuperate. Drank plenty of water in between because, like I said, I like my liver. I don't want to destroy my liver. I like to drink Bourbon now and then, but I always follow up with taking care of myself and my body in the process. I eat too much, but that's a whole different problem. It's probably harder on me than drinking alcohol, actually. So, anyway, I just think that if you have the time or you have the money or the inclination to do something like this, or if you already have the bottles, you know, take time, blind test them, and actually do a blind test. It's not a complete answer, but I will say this. I could tell this bottle from where go, and it's just such a good bottle of whiskey. It's going to win. I think overall, this one really, in some ways, is more the true winner than this one, because the J.W. Dant is not a single barrel. It's a repeatable whiskey they make. So the flavors, they stay pretty true to what they're doing when they batch their whiskeys for that season, that year. You know, it's not just one barrel during the single season, but they'll take all the barrels, batch them up, add water to bring them down to 50%, and they'll add barrels to try to make the flavor profile exactly like the previous years and the previous years before that. So in a way, that speaks to J.W. Dant, which is a Heaven Hill product, by the way. DSP KY1 and DSP KY31, which is definitely in the Heaven Hill. Let's get this one. Heaven Hill range of products. This one is DSP KY1, DSP KY31. So it's a Heaven Hill product, and Heaven Hill's done a wonderful job with that. And anyway, well, let's see here. Well, thank you. Cheers, Independent Joe. Thomas Metal. Hey, Thomas. That E.H. Taylor better have won. It did win. It did, but you might get another E.H. Taylor single barrel like that, and it won't taste nothing like that one. Single barrels are single barrels, and they each vary. But I've drank so much of it, I know what it is, like I said, so it's hard not to know. I could call it. A lot of these I was able to call, some fooled me. Especially when you got Heaven Hill versus Heaven Hill products, because they seem to have a very similar profile with aging, or maybe a slight difference. Maybe they use in their mash bills between each other, or yeast, even a slight yeast difference. But they were remarkably similar in that. I was surprised the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond 6-year didn't make it. I would like to pin that one someday. I'm going to take that one and the Heaven Hill 7 there. We'll just do a one-on-one comparison just to see what we think. We could even throw J.W. Dant in the mix, maybe. I don't know. But those two I definitely want to go back and review together. This is one I wish very old Barton would bring back. I don't know why they won't. It's just, I don't understand it. They've got 100 proof now they sell, but it is not a, as you can see written in cursive above very old, it is not a bottled and bond product. So maybe I should get one of those and compare it against this one just to see how the difference is between that one and this one, because I can't say that I've had it, the new one anyway. This is an excellent product though. I've enjoyed this. I would love to find another bottle out in the middle of nowhere that's been sitting on the shelf for a few years. Anyway, that's my kind of synopsis of everything I did and everything that happened. I enjoyed it and learned it. And any of you guys go back, if you haven't watched all of them, or you want to know more about a specific bottle and how it fared through, all my titles, if you'll go through them, will have which bottle faces which bottle, and you should be able to see it too in the icon, the front icon. The only thing is I had two that the picture didn't work out like it was supposed to. And I can't go back in and recreate the picture, so I had to take a picture out of the thing. But still, I tried to make sure both bottles was in a speakable could see, but they're a little more distant looking than that. I wish I had more to say, guys. It's late at night and I'm tired. I just wanted to go ahead and put this out there and get this done and let y'all know what I thought about what happened. And if y'all have any questions, anybody in the future have any questions about anything there or want comments, I will open this up, live stream up like I did all the other ones. I'll make it public and for people to comment about. So, and thank you for the guys that viewed. Thank you guys that came on here tonight. I appreciate it. Everyone, have a wonderful, well, it's morning now, technically. It's past midnight here anyway. So y'all have a wonderful evening or morning or however, whatever your period of time of day is where you're at in this world. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.